Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a hilarious story for you here today titled 32-year-old womanist gets a rude awakening when her dream man leaves her for a Filipino woman. Okay, I always find stories like this to be so hilarious, guys, because, you know, women try and shame dudes all the time for leaving Western countries, for going somewhere else to find feminine women who are actually pleasant to be around. And a lot of them tell you that they don't care, right? Oh, thank goodness these men are going. But a lot of them are actually secretly pissed off, okay? They're not happy because the men are putting their attention elsewhere. Well, this is happening to a 32-year-old womanist in this case, so let's take a listen. Guys, don't forget to leave a like on the video on your way in. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here, and let's take a listen to this story. So it goes. A 34-year-old man shares how his long-term girlfriend, a self-proclaimed womanist who constantly belittled him and took him for granted, was blindsided when he walked away from the relationship and into a healthier, more appreciative one with somebody new. He says, I'm a 34-year-old male, and until a year ago, I was in a 5-year relationship with my ex, let's call her Claire, 32. We met through mutual friends. We hit it off quickly. We moved in together about a year into dating. And at first things were great. She was smart, she was ambitious, and she was outspoken. Qualities I admired, but over time something changed, or maybe it had always been there and I just refused to see it. So this is a dude who, by all accounts, was in a long-term relationship with this woman. She probably drank the Kool-Aid, okay, got brainwashed by women on TikTok, which I don't know how you get brainwashed by individuals as dense as those found over on TikTok. That's a whole nother video. But she probably got brainwashed by some womanists, started believing that she didn't need no man, that she could do it all herself, and out comes the attitude, and before you know it, she gets replaced. So let's continue. Claire started identifying more heavily with what she called modern womanism. I supported her right to her beliefs, but slowly it stopped being about equality and became about domination. I couldn't make a suggestion without it being quote-unquote mansplaining. If I opened a door for her, she'd accuse me of treating her like she couldn't handle basic tasks. If I disagreed with anything she said, even politely, I was quote-unquote threatened by strong women. You know what, guys? When women start acting like this, do you know what happens? Men listen, and they say, okay, you're so strong and independent. What do you need me for? Men are very logical creatures, okay? If you come at them and you say these sorts of things like, hey, don't open the door for me, you know, I can get it myself, right? You know what's going to happen? The men are just going to stop opening doors for you. If you walk around saying you don't need no man, you don't want men to do X, Y, Z, men are actually very good listeners. We are logical creatures, and a lot of them will say, okay, fine, and they'll just go somewhere where they're appreciated and where they feel needed and respected. It's really, really simple. I don't know how modern women seem to screw this up so much, you know, but a lot of them, to be honest, can't keep around a man for the life of them. It's absolutely hilarious, right? Like, again, you don't need to be some six-figure earner, okay, who's strong and independent to keep around a man. It's not a difficult task, and yet most women just cannot seem to do it these days. Let's continue. He says, I was the one supporting us financially during her 2-year quote-unquote self-discovery phase. I paid for most dinners, I paid for vacations, I even helped her launch her online coaching business. She constantly bragged on social media about being an independent woman, but never once acknowledged the sacrifices I made behind the scenes. Still, I stayed. I don't know why. Maybe I thought she would soften up. Maybe I thought this was just a phase. No, the reason why dudes stay in situations like this, guys, in my opinion, is because a lot of them lack self-respect, and a lot of them think that it's going to be more of a pain in the ass to replace the woman, right? To go out there and find another one. Because let's be honest, right? Dating and trying to find a woman for the average man is a complete hellscape. Okay, let's not pretend it's some enjoyable experience. The majority of guys get treated like absolute trash, right? So a lot of guys figure, you know what, even though this woman's a giant pain in my ass, even though she's rude to me, I'm going to stay anyway because the alternative sucks even more. And me personally, guys, I think it's just a better option to be alone. You know, if I had to say what was actually a better choice, I think being by yourself is a better choice. He says, then one day, out of the blue, she told me, you should feel lucky to be with a woman like me. Most guys couldn't handle me. That's when something in me snapped. I realized I was being handled and not loved. Holy hell, she pulled out the, you should feel lucky to be with a woman like me. Just by the way, women talking about men handling them, I don't know about you watching this at home, okay? Or maybe you're at work, or maybe you're on your way to work or something like that, right? You tell me, assuming you're a man, right? Which you probably are if you're watching this video. Do you want to handle a woman? I don't. I think that sounds incredibly stupid personally, but let me know what you think in the comments, okay? Do you want to handle a woman? Because from what I understand about men, being one myself, is that dudes don't have an interest in a woman that they have to handle. We're not interested in taming a woman. Oh, there's this really strong masculine woman over here. Let me see if I can tame her and make her feminine. I don't want to do that. In fact, that is highly repulsive. And if you flip it the other way around, women will tell you it's repulsive as well, okay? What kind of woman wants to turn a man who's feminine into somebody who's masculine? They're not interested in doing that. Why would I be interested in making a woman feminine or handling them? It's so incredibly stupid to me. He says, a few months later, I met a woman named Leah, 25, through a mutual friend. She's from the Philippines and was visiting her cousins in town. We started talking at a dinner party, and I was struck by how kind, funny, and down-to-earth she was. No ego, no lectures, and no power plays. We exchanged social media, chatted over the next few weeks, and when she returned home, we kept in touch. Eventually, I booked a flight and visited her. We connected deeply, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, everything. When I got back, I ended things with Claire. So here's where I have to pull up the dude for a second, right? I think this guy should have ended it with his pain in the ass girlfriend before doing this. Okay, I don't think you should be flying out, meeting women, right, who you met through mutual friends while you've got a girlfriend. Just dump the annoying womanist who treats you like trash, and then go out there and do this stuff. Okay, but again, a lot of these guys, they don't want to return to the dating world, which is understandable because the dating world for men absolutely sucks. But I don't think this is the right move, right? I don't like it when people are in relationships and they've got girl best friends, they've got guy best friends, okay? I think it's stupid personally. I really do. You've got wives out here talking to dudes while they're in a relationship. Makes no sense to me. I don't think we as men, we should be doing the same crap and flying out to see women. Just dump the woman and then go fly out to see her, in my opinion. He says, Claire was stunned. She genuinely believed I'd never leave. Her exact words were, you're throwing away 5 years for some barefoot island girl. Wow. Brutal, Claire. Absolutely brutal. I didn't take the bait. I just told her I was done feeling like I wasn't enough, done being treated like a project to be corrected, and done with the constant war zone our relationship had become. She accused me of setting women back 50 years and blocked me everywhere. So wait, let me get this straight. Because a man chose somebody aside from you, the man is setting women back 50 years? That's a real interesting conclusion to draw, isn't it? Word got around in our mutual circles. Some people took her side, but privately, more than a few people told me they were not surprised. Apparently, I wasn't the only one who felt Claire had grown impossible to talk to without being condescended to. Meanwhile, Leah and I are still together. We're taking things slowly, but she brings peace, gratitude, and joy into my life, things I hadn't felt in years. You notice, right? Just how important peace is to men. Like, I say this all the time because I see a lot of videos where women are advertising the wrong characteristics to men. They're like, yeah, I pay my own bills. And dudes are just sitting here, man, and we're like, what? Yes, you're an adult. You pay your own bills. That's fantastic. But are you actually peaceful? And then the woman will just lose her mind at you. What do you mean peaceful? Flips table. Okay. Ridiculous. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.